Think about how much time we spend staring at them. Our phones, our computers, our tablets, they are quite literally our window to the world. But what if that very window was letting in something that's, well, genuinely harmful? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a pretty serious risk to our health, one that's hiding in plain sight. All right, let's just jump right in with the big question. We all kind of know that too much screen time isn't great, right? Maybe you get a headache, your eyes feel tired, but could the actual light coming from your phone be causing slow, permanent damage to your eyes? Well, the science is pointing to a pretty clear yes, and honestly, the details are startling. Look, on the surface, it's all good stuff. Our phones give us convenience, they keep us connected, and they provide endless entertainment. But it's kind of like an iceberg. The real danger is everything that's happening just below the surface, the stuff we don't see. We're talking about gradual eye damage, major disruptions to our sleep, and some really serious long-term health risks that go way beyond just feeling a little tired. So what is this invisible threat? Let's name names, shall we? Let's pinpoint the main culprit behind all the damage that we're about to break down. It's called blue light, and you've probably heard of blue light, right? It's literally everywhere. It's a natural part of sunlight that actually helps keep us awake and alert during the day. The thing is, it's also beamed out in a really concentrated form by the LED screens on basically all of our modern gadgets. Now, you might be thinking, hold on, the sun is way, way brighter than my phone. So what's the big deal? And that is the crucial point. The danger here isn't about the raw intensity of the light. It's all about the proximity and the duration. We hold these little devices inches from our faces for hours and hours every single day. That constant up-close and personal exposure is what makes it a completely unique threat. So how does a little bit of light actually do damage? Let's get into the nitty-gritty science of what is physically happening inside your eye every single time you look at that screen. Okay, what you're seeing here is basically a devastating chain reaction. Your eye's natural filters, your cornea and your lens, they just can't block blue light. So it zips straight to the back of your eye and smacks right into the retina. When it hits, it kicks off a chemical reaction that creates literally toxic molecules. And what do these toxic molecules do? They start killing the very photoreceptor cells you need to see. And if you think that sounds a little dramatic, just listen to how researchers at the University of Toledo put it. They exposed retinal cells to blue light in their lab, and their conclusion was chillingly simple. They said, the retinal dies. It's a direct cause and effect. And these cells, they don't regenerate. Once they're gone, they are gone for good. So this cell death isn't just something happening in a petri dish in a lab. It has very real consequences for our eyesights. Let's trace the path from what feels like a minor annoyance all the way to permanent vision loss. You know, it usually starts with things we just brush off as normal, right? That digital eye strain, that feeling of dry, tired, achy eyes after a long day at the computer. But over time, that strain can actually contribute to refractive errors like nearsightedness. But the end game here, the absolute worst-case scenario, is macular degeneration, which is a leading cause of irreversible blindness. And this table here really shows you what that permanent loss looks and feels like. It's not just everything going black. It's this bizarre, disorienting reality where your central vision just blurs out. Imagine looking at a friend and you can see their arms, their shoulders, but not their face. Or looking at a straight door frame and it appears wavy. Colors just lose their pop. This is the real cost of that photoreceptor cell death. And as terrifying as that is for our vision, believe it or not, the damage doesn't stop with our eyes. This exact same blue light is sending signals to our brain that mess with fundamental processes throughout our entire body. So to get this next part, we need to talk about a really important hormone, melatonin. You can think of it as the sleep hormone. It's what your brain produces to tell your body, hey, it's nighttime, time to power down. It's absolutely essential for keeping your body's internal clock running smoothly. So picture this. You're in bed, lights are out, and you're scrolling on your phone. That blue light hitting your eyes basically tricks your brain into thinking it's the middle of the day. So what does your brain do? It slams the brakes on melatonin production. This is exactly why you can be scrolling for an hour, feel exhausted, turn off your phone, and then just lie there wide awake. The result is a whole cascade of problems: chronic fatigue, brain fog, memory issues, and even mood swings. And the consequences of messing with your body clock like this night after night, well, they can get even more serious. Research has now linked high levels of blue light exposure at night to a significantly higher risk for certain cancers. We're talking a 50% higher risk for breast cancer and a staggering 100%, that is double the risk, for prostate cancer. It's a powerful, powerful reminder that what messes with our sleep messes with our entire body's health. Okay, I know, that was a ton of bad news. But here's the thing. The point of this isn't to scare you into throwing your phone in a river. The goal here is empowerment, because now that we understand the problem, we can talk about the solutions, and we absolutely have control over this. First things first, it's super important to understand that blue light itself is not the villain. It's all about timing. During the day, the blue light we get from the sun is actually great for us. It boosts our alertness, it improves our mood, it keeps our body clock ticking correctly. The danger is at night, when that very same light becomes a disruptor, damaging our eyes and our overall health. So it's not about eliminating blue light, it's about managing it. So what can you actually do starting tonight? Well, first, pretty much every phone and computer has a night mode or night shift setting. Use it. It just warms up the color of your screen and cuts down on the blue light. Second, try to create what you could call a digital sunset. Just put your phone away for an hour, maybe 2, before you plan to go to sleep. And finally, please be especially mindful of kids. Their eyes are still developing, which makes them even more vulnerable, so limiting their screen time is absolutely crucial. And that brings us to the end. The light from our screens it's complicated. It holds connection, but it also holds risk. The good news is you now have the knowledge to tip those scales back in your favor. So I'll leave you with this one question. Knowing what you know now, what's one small change you're going to make tonight? Thanks for tuning in.